All right, so here we go. This is my Old Town PDL 120. It's the pedal drive 12-foot kayak. I've had it for 2 years. Well, it'll be 2 years in about another month. And I got it 2 years sent to me from Old Town, and I've used it a ton. So we're gonna do a couple repairs on it, and I'm gonna kind of check a couple things. And I think some of the things may be worse than I think they are. So first off, I've probably taken it on, I've done at least 20 kayak tournaments in lakes. Took it out on lots of other lakes. I've done at least 20 river floats where I've floated, you know, from one spot, put in another spot. A lot of those are dragging on rocks. I never use wheels in the back of it. I take it out by myself and drag it places across from concrete to down rock ledges and put it in banks. So I abuse this thing. I've probably used it more than most people are gonna use their kayak in 10 years. So let's flip it over, and I really wanna see what the bottom looks like. So I'm kind of worried about some scratches, and like, can you scratch a hole in these things? Like, I have really put a lot of, you know, scratches and scrapes in it, the whole bottom. I mean, I've taken this thing all over the place. Of course, the front here, it's got some pretty big indents, and people always tell me, oh, you're gonna scratch a hole in that thing. Well, I've taken this thing all over. That's pretty worn down, but it looks fine up here in the front. And there's a couple deeper ones, but that plastic's pretty thick. But what I'm really worried about is when we get to the back part. Now, you can tell there's a lot of pretty good gashes in there, but that's really not thick at all as far as the scratches. Maybe that's thicker than they're supposed to be. I mean, it's pretty scratched up all the way, but let's go. I'm really worried about the back. Let's go back here. And I bought a new keel, and you can probably tell why. Now, this was the part I was really worried about. It is, let's see. Now, this back piece, it's got some deep scars in it. So I'm replacing this, and I don't even know how far, if the other piece is supposed to go all the way up over here, because if it is, it's gone. But other than that, it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, well, there's a couple spots where the whole paint's faded off, and I got some stuff I'm just gonna spray. So these little corners here, the little corners have actually got more scratches than I thought, and we're gonna change that out real quick. It just has a couple Phillips screws, and I was worried about them being rusted out or something, but they look in good shape. The screws themselves, the heads aren't like washed out. I thought maybe they'd strip out. The bolts they use for these must be some good stainless steel. And wow, that thing is, oh man, that thing is wore down. Oh wow, is that what it was like new? Now this is a replacement one. I don't know if it's exactly what it was new. Wow, so I'm not exactly, you know, this is a replacement skid plate. This but look at the difference in those things. Yeah, that thing is wore down a lot. So that back skid piece is taking a lot of wear from the dragging and just being, usually I'm going to grab it from the front and drag it back. So that's what it looks like whenever you abuse it and use it a lot. So putting this new one on here, I bought a couple extra ones, and I got another kayak, but it's fine right now. I'll go check it in a little bit. I think it's fine anyways. But before I put these on there, I'm gonna spray something on here, a little coating that I have, just to see if it'll help out a little bit. Well, you probably should clean up everything and, like, you know, sand it down if you're gonna spray any coating. And I looked up a lot of videos, really couldn't find much what they were saying to use. And I got this little, just some, it's rubberized undercoat, just from the auto parts store. And yeah, I'm not gonna take the time to clean up, but I'm just gonna hit these rough edges and a couple of places that have some deep scratches on them, and then I'll kind of test it over the next few months, or, you know, next 6 months or what, and see if it sticks, see if it helps or what. Man, I about used that whole can. This stuff is a lot thicker than I thought. And it's like probably 45 degrees out. I mean, typically you should sand it down, clean it, do it when it's like 70 degrees or above. But this stuff filled in some of those scratches and some of those areas. So I coated that front piece, this front of it, you know, give it an extra layer. You can see how thick that stuff is. I got on, and then I just kind of coated down the sides, just like a couple spray runs to all those nicks and scratches. Hopefully that kind of fills those in a little bit, gives them a little bit more support where if it does get more scratches. And then this middle beam here has a lot of scratches on it. Kind of coated it, and then I hit that end spot where this had wore down so much it had rubbed my kayak. So I was way past due replacing this. And now that I know, I didn't know this one was here. This one up here, the front one, you can see, oh wow, that's worse than I thought. I didn't even see that. So that screw there, or the head of that screw is wore down where there's not even any threads to unscrew it. So I may have to cut that one off. But I need to go ahead and order one of these pieces, so I'll order that next. But one more thing I'm going to change is these pedals. This is the original pedals that were on them, and that one's fine, but it started squealing on me, and every once in a while it squeal. This one has lost the you know, little pads, which ain't a big deal, but I figured I'd go ahead and order both of them, and they come like a left one and a right one, so they come separate, or they're not universal for fit. Yeah, the left one is like reverse, so it's left to tighten, right to loosen on that. And I got this, it's just a wrench that's, it's real thin to get on there. I don't know what the size is exactly, but if you get a, you know, a regular wrench or just a crescent wrench that's real thin, you can fit it in there without it hitting. Alrighty, off with the old, on with the new. All right, so I'm happy with the rear skid plate. Definitely gonna order the front one. I think it's only like 10 bucks a piece. I wish I'd known. I wish I'd gone ahead and ordered the front one, but I'll go ahead and get it in. Hopefully can get it changed. Probably have to order me some new screws with that one. Got new pedals on, got a little coating on. I guess if anybody has any suggestions on, or maybe rather than suggestions, if something have you put under a kayak to coat it, that's worked, because a lot of people suggest a lot of things, and I've gotten a lot of comments recently. I've been talking about it and everybody's like, well, try this. But I really like to know something that maybe that has worked. Maybe it's to fill in the cracks, maybe it's just to help out with it. But definitely the skid plates is a big thing. So if you got those, I would check on those, and really not that hard, as long as you don't let them go too bad. So thanks for watching.